We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What's good, bro?
Hey, man, you know I'm tripped out on, bro. I was just telling you the other day that I had just finished watching Resident Evil, right? And then saw on MSN today. I noticed that they ain't renewing it for another season, though, man. It was one and done, though, bro.
Oh, man. People hated that show, bro.
Oh, yeah. People hated it so bad. And listen, I'm going to be honest. It got the last like 2 episodes were tragic, but I was already so far into it.
You good at watching some tragic shows though?
I'm not gonna lie.
You watched Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time was dope,
bro. You in the 1% on that, bro.
Nah, Wheel of Time was dope, man.
You notice they ain't renew that.
Did they not renew it?
Hell to the no.
Oh no, Wheel of Time was dope, bro.
That was only the one thing that you sent me to watch on Wheel of Time was dope. Everything else was trash.
Listen, I think that for me, man, like I think that I was already I was big on, like, at that point, fantasy and period specific times, movies and everything like that. But I don't know how, bro. Like I think that I was watching Resident Evil literally in the middle of nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting here folding up clothes, and before I know it, I done went through about 3 episodes, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta see what's what though. But listen, it's funny because the main girl that's in the show, she reminds me of LMAO, bro. Looks just like her to me.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. As we talking about trash shows, I ended up watching I'm a fan of Sylvester Stallone. And I ended up watching Samaritan. Yeah.
Okay, so listen, you said trash shows.
Yeah.
Well, you thought it was trash?
I ain't gonna say it was trash, but it was definitely. This is what makes me know he's a great businessman, right? He didn't release it in theaters. That wouldn't have survived in the theaters, bro. And look, old boy from Euphoria, he was he was like the main character. He was in 75% of the scenes, and he was the young him because he's way older. Like he was just in Umbrella Academy, and he looked older than that.
Listen, let me tell you something that's crazy about Samaritan, bro. So Samaritan, when I first saw the preview of it, and I was getting ready to watch it with Neek, she was like, nope, right right off the cuff. Because she's not into any of the superhero stuff. Like she's Black Panther. That was it. I think she would actually like Captain America Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
But she's not into the comic or nothing like that, though, right? So what's wild about it, bro, is that she will fall asleep on anything and everything with no regards. But stayed awake all the way through Samaritan, bro. And I think she actually kind of likes Samaritan. She said, I like Samaritan better than Doctor Strange.
Well, here's the crazy part. Whoa. This is the thing. I am a fan of Sylvester Stallone, so I watched the whole thing. But I'm just saying, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it would not have survived in the theater. It had a very, very old style of superhero feel to it.
Yo, so listen, shout out to my boy Derek checking in. He said Wheel of Time is waiting on season 2.
They're gonna keep waiting too.
I think it's dope. So I'm glad.
Listen, Amazon is gonna drop Wheel of Time because they're gonna go all the way in on Lord of the Rings that's about to drop.
Now I'm looking forward to that.
Right.
I'm looking forward to
that's what's gonna be their fantasy realm. They're just like how HBO was leaning into House of Dragons. They gonna have Lord of the Rings be their thing, and they finna Wheel of Time is done.
This boy said realms. That it seems like realms is something that y'all say every single day, every single week on the Marauders podcast. Like that seems like that might be
all right. And with that, let's get this podcast started.
If you smell what the rock.
The greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages, since we are live on both platforms at the same time. You can click on the bell, subscribe to the notifications. That way you get the heads up whenever your boys and we're going live. Ace Kennedy. Hey, listen, by chance, and maybe this is because this comes off on the tail end of me having a kind of a pre-production meeting with my boy Courtney Davis over at the Cinematic Visuals. Can you get the air horns for my bro over here, though, man? So check this out, right? Did you watch the VMAs?
I watched some of it. I was actually watching some of it before the pod jumped on.
Oh, listen. Hold on. Before I go any further, shout out. This is the first time I've seen my bro. I haven't talked to him in a hot minute, but my boy Derek Burton checking on over here. Yes, sir. We are live every Tuesday and Friday on this here podcast, though, man. So I appreciate you. Rocking with your boy.
Bro, listen, this podcast, we talk about everything. Me and Charles talk every day. We talk at least probably 3 times a day. And so we just decided to, whatever we talk about, just do it on camera. So we don't never know what we're going to talk about. We just get on here and be talking.
Listen, VMAs, though. Mm-hmm. You say you started watching it.
Yeah. So I got as far as I saw Nikki got the Vanguard award. I know that Bad Bunny wins like Artist of the Year. And then I know Harry Styles won like Album of the Year. So I know, some of the big ticketed items. I saw Taylor Swift won for Video of the Year for the movie that me and Sarah went and watched. And then I saw some of the performances, wasn't impressed. I did like what's my girl's name? The one that got beef with Ari Spears. Oh my gosh, bro. Lizzo. Thank you, research department. Lizzo. I saw Lizzo's performance. I was happy with her performance. I thought it was dope that she kind of like performed by herself. You know what I'm saying? And she just used the Videotron as like dancers and stuff like that. But I thought it was dope. What's going on, Wayne? But yeah, like I said, nothing was like overly just like spectacular that I saw. I wasn't blown away by the Nicki Minaj performance.
Oh my gosh, are you serious right now?
Very serious. So yeah, I'm still watching the rest of it though.
Okay, so listen, I'm gonna tell you this though. This is my point. So this is gonna sound crazy. Now we on the Slash Brothers podcast, we are not homophobic by any means. We are. I think if anything that we are very forward thinking in that regards, right? But with that being said, though, bro, I think this probably had to be one of the gayest award shows I think I've ever seen, though, bro. And when I say that, I don't necessarily mean gay in the terms of it gay. We might say, back in the day, we spent something's gay, and you kind of meant that meant lame. I think that what I mean by that is that I thought that
it was very open and forward.
It was very open. I thought that it was very inclusive, right? Because I think that, and you know, I think that MTV, something like that, to me, has to be intentional, right? I think that it's very much so. I think that it was crazy because I saw the video. I saw one girl who won an award show. Won an award, and I've never seen her before. But she said something to the effect of, "Hey, you know what? I'm glad that I got support for my from my label and radio on this very openly queer song, right?" And I was just like, wow, wait a minute. I've never heard of this song, nor have I heard of this artist. And Ace Kennedy, I'm not going to lie to you though, bro. It almost had me thinking that maybe my bubble is so tight for what I listen to, because I'm looking at these, I'm looking at the people and I'm like, I don't know anybody. And I felt so out of touch with the artists. And this is the one thing I can say about MTV. The one thing that I can say about MTV is that, you know, I think that BET does a good job of tapping into Black culture. I think that MTV does a relatively good job with how intentional they are with tapping into overall pop culture. Yeah. So when I'm watching this stuff, like, you know what blew me away is that, like, I knew the name, the group BTS, right? They look like all of the Asian girls, all the Asian guys that look like girls to me, right? But I didn't know that they were that big of a group to win over Silk Sonic. So when I saw that,
you had no clue about that?
I don't know a BTS song.
BTS,
no.
I don't know a BTS song, but listen, bro. When they got the Samsung commercial, bro, I knew them boys was out of here.
But that makes, but Samsung is an Asian company, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's that might be true. But have you seen another Asian artist on a Samsung commercial?
No, I have not. But listen,
when you're talking about global groups, I know BTS.
I've never heard it.
Couldn't tell you a BTS song, but I know them boys is out of here.
That is my point, because just like how a couple of weeks ago, right? You and I, we had never listened to Doja Cat, right? And not just that though. I mean, I was almost somewhat offended for R&B that they kind of watered down the best R&B category for the BET Awards to include pop, which I thought she was. And it, unbeknownst to me, that I was just way off, right? And so when I'm sitting here looking at this though, bro, and I was just like, hey, yo, I'm listening to all these artists. Like, I'm looking at Lisa, and I'm thinking like, okay, when I think of Lisa, I'm thinking like, is this a Spanish chick? No, this is an Asian girl. And I'm hearing the song that they're playing, and I'm thinking, okay, this sounds very pop. But the thing that I was blown away by, bro, was how out of touch I was with pop music. Like, not.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that, because I think that like you said, with MTV being as inclusive as they are, they had our big hip hop artists, you know, involved. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I felt like I may not know that genre of music, but I know this genre of music. And like you said, BET Awards, there wasn't that many people I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know all the new loves, but at the same time, I'm still pretty much aware of what's popping or whatever like that. The other thing, I did not like Khalid's performance.
Okay, so
why was he singing to Marshmello like that, bro?
I don't know though, bro. I don't know. And shout out to my dude Ira also checking in though. I appreciate the opinion. He said, just in my opinion, a lot of this new music is trash, and I don't even watch the award show no more. So this is my thing. I think that from my perspective, I've always liked the VMAs, the videos, the aspect of it. And as an artist, I'm gonna be honest, it's one of my favorite things about doing music. Like, I think that you and I think we might be able to agree that nothing to me as a rapper, especially, right? But as a songwriter, nothing is more intoxicating. There's not a better high that you'll find than when you hear yourself on a record sounding cold. Like, there's nothing there's no, I don't care with, you know, how much money you would make. There's nothing. And then here's the crazy part about it is that when you hear yourself on a record and it sounds professional, and when you get that confirmation that it sounds great, that you sound good, right?
Yeah.
Then it's the next step to that high is seeing the visual so that people can see you the way that you see yourself, though, right? And so I think that that's the reason why I was in this particular, I'm in artist mode now, right? So I was very interested in this particular VMAs just because like I said, I've never heard of, I knew BTS, right? But I knew that they're the group of Asian guys. But then I didn't know there's another group, 17, of a bunch of Asian guys, right? But I was genuinely interested in the visual aspect of the awards. And so from that regards, I think that even the overall production of the VMAs was dope.
Yeah. Don't bring him in yet. The other thing too that I will say about the visuals, that's why like Not Perfect is one of my favorite videos, because the amount of time that we had to shoot that video, and how much of a movie it was ish, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a scene, right? But it was the amount of time we had. Like, we literally shot that video until it was time for me to get on the plane. You know what I'm saying? And so that one was crazy. And then, of course, one of my all-time favorites, which, I mean, all of them are my babies, but the one I shot with Katera, Not Perfect. I mean, My Side.
It's in my head. It's in my head.
No, it's not My Side. It's you wrote it.
Miss me.
Because that whole video was just a visual. Like, it wasn't like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a visual. So but you know,
I love the visual. Like it to me, the visual, especially in a very microwave, it's why I think it's impressive to me that what's my girl, Taylor Swift, won Video of the Year for a 10-minute video. It's like, so you mean to tell me that the song is that dope and the visual is that dope that it kept somebody engaged for 10 minutes? Like, that's like three videos.
She shot though. She shot it like it was a movie though. Like, she did that on purpose. Like, she had like cinematographers, not videographers. She had cinematographers shooting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had a treatment, everything.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, bro. I've never listened to a Taylor Swift song. I don't know the melody of a single Taylor Swift song.
I have, but it's been a minute.
But man, it makes me want to go through and listen. Like, some of these made me want to go through and go and listen to some of these people, because I feel like I've just been missing out completely.
Yeah. Well, let's bring in another one of the oldies and see if he can contribute to this young conversation, because you know he got young kids and he swear he is in the know of everything because of his fam. But before you comment though, bro, man, how is Yang doing?
Man, he is the Iron Man. My cousin, Dietrich Nehemiah Mitchell, the Yang to my yin, literally got hit by a car yesterday. He was out. He had one of his many jobs. Yang is Jamaican. He has about 27 jobs. He's a landscaper, and he was out on the sidewalk cutting, and a car just came and hit him. He's a half cat, so he seen the car. He looked and jumped into the windshield like they tell you to do.
Yeah.
And he just has a lot of scrapes and bruises.
No broken bones?
Broken teeth. He has 3 broken teeth, and he's real scarred up. But and that's about it.
Right. That over broken bones, though. Like, I mean, outside the teeth, but
okay. So you want me to tell you something that I know is gonna sound stupid?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I if I'm standing right, part of me, if a car was coming, in my head, I've always assumed that I would like jump over a car like Kobe.
I always assumed that I would run up the car. Like
it's something like I would.
Yeah,
like
that
I
I would
always assume
would jump and run. Yeah.
At a minimum, I would land on my feet and then maybe do one of these. Right?
Yeah, do the you got to do the superhero pose.
Yes.
Glad
so he's all right though, bro.
And look, let's clear this up. He fits in with all of us. Y'all know I'm the most unathletic one on this podcast. He, on the other hand, was a collegiate athlete. Dietrich is 5'8", put it down like Venus. Dick's been up a dunk since we were 14 years old, and he's always been shorter than me. So I say again, he was really put to the test yesterday. Mitchell May was put to the test yesterday, and at the end of the day, the Heavenly Father had his hand on babies and fools.
Yeah,
and
I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, well, look, man, we definitely tell him, send in the love. You know that's my boy. Just as, I mean, I know that's your
hands down. This hey man, we
he don't got to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't got the Atlanta Wi-Fi.
All right, there we go.
No, listen, I'm on a different computer tonight. It's been a long time. A lot's been going on. So I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I don't have too much to add to all the great topics you guys have. I just miss y'all.
You do. No, you'll have stuff to add. But before we get into that, I have to acknowledge one thing though. Charles, can you believe that Chris gave us a compliment and finally admitted that he was not better than us in something? That's the first, I think that's the first time that has ever happened. And it was in front of everybody. I can't believe this.
With my
and he got the merch.
He got the merch on. I see you.
I got the merch on tonight. It's been so long, man. I've been so busy, man. I opened up an LLC. I'm out here bartending, partying. I'm throwing parties, man. I'm doing so much, man. 22, man. I'm stealing bags. I'm out here stealing bags, man. I'm stealing bags.
That's all good, bro.
Yeah. VMAs, bro. You happen to catch it?
No, sir. So with the Lizzo thing, again, I was listening because I've been having technical difficulties. I literally had to pull a laptop up that I had when I was a freshman in high school. This is what we're working with tonight. I got technical difficulties all over the place. What I want to, are we going to talk about Ari Spears?
Yeah, we're going to get to that. That's going to bleed into it, but I was just trying to get
now
you.
So the VMAs, I haven't watched VMAs in years because, again, I'm too old. And my kids, it's funny you bring up my kids. I don't think my kids watch, you know what I mean? My kids don't watch TV like that. So I got to call Kayla. Kayla might have watched it, but Chris and TJ, them boys is in the streets. They out there getting that bag. They you know.
Shout out to Tisha. Tisha said something that I thought was very interesting, bro, because one of the girls who got up there from Brazil. Listen, bro, if we're talking about the same girl, so Ace, I'm gonna send you. There's two things one thing that I wanted to tell you that stood out, right? So one thing that you didn't see on the VMAs, they have these other categories that aren't the biggest categories, almost like
they don't televise them.
Yeah, almost like the Grammys when they say best contemporary or whatever. It ain't album of the year. People don't check for it. But there's a girl who was from, I don't know what country she's from, but her video won the best edit. Cold video. But then also, I think that there is the other girl, and I'm probably gonna say her name, Anita. She was wearing red, bro. And listen, it was the highlight of the entire thing, right? The entire. And this is the thing that this is what So I got a question. For you. Now I know that for us, right? We've been seeing twerking almost our entire lifetime, right? Like, because I think that we from doing the butt to Luke, and Luke was in the early 80s, right? Doing the butt was like late 80s, early 90s. So all we know is twerking, right?
Push it.
Which is the reason why, for me, I'm not gonna say that I'm not as wowed by the twerking. But I am wowed by great twerking, right? Like seeing Megan do her thing never gets old to me. But I don't care to see if you're not gonna do it on Megan's level, then I don't care to see it, right? But this girl gets on here though, man, and she says, "Oh, y'all didn't think I was gonna shake my ass?" Exact words, right? Verbatim. Goes on to twerk and basically like red lingerie, and she got these cakes out here, and this little thing is thinking. And this is the crazy part, is because what made me appreciate it is because she isn't super thick like Megan, but this thing that she got is out here thinking though, bro. And I appreciated the international twerk, and I don't know if other countries. If I know that everybody has I don't know that there's a country who has a dance that doesn't involve, in the history of dancing, that doesn't involve shaking these cakes, right? But I just wonder, what do they call it in Brazil? Tisha, what do they call twerking in Puerto Rico, right?
Stop it. You stop it. You stop it right now, because the African diaspora is everywhere. Brazil had more African slaves sent there than anywhere else in the nation.
Very true.
Stop it. Stop it. When it comes to these Americans, the fertility dance of Africa is everywhere. And that's what it really breaks down to. It's a fertility dance.
I just wonder what they've called them before
fertility dances.
Well, listen, before I heard Yin Yang Twins was the first people that I've ever heard say twerk, right?
Whistle while you twerk.
Right. So what I'm wondering though is what Uncle Luke and them been doing. Like what is that? What was that called? And now I'm almost having to do the history of the international history of twerking though, bro.
Listen, man, it's easy. Cognac commercials show you that wherever America went, American African soldiers went. So be it swing dancing, freaking, you see what I'm saying? It is what it is, because African American music has been around this world as long as America's been going to war with the world. Period. You see what I'm saying?
That's how they said.
Cognac.
In Korea. That's how they got fried chicken.
Best fried chicken.
Yeah. Best fried chicken. Some soldiers showed them that. But she said it's I don't roll my R's. Perro.
Go ahead, Puerto Rico.
You remember hydraulic, bro?
Yes. But you gotta listen, but if you haven't already, I mean, as a fan of premium twerking though, bro, I would highly recommend you go and watch her performance though, man. It's very entertaining though, man.
I gave a shout out to New Orleans, because I think New Orleans was the first ones that put it on their head. Remember Pete popping in the handstand? You ever see him Pete pop in the handstand? That's when I knew I there was nothing else to be seen, when the girl stood on her head and popped it on me. I fell in love 3 times.
I saw somebody do that who was from Jamaica, and I think I saw like in a Patra video somebody did that. Yep. Yeah.
Some of the most
first time I seen it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ma.
I'm just saying, some of the most premium that me and Chris saw together was on Tinker Air Force Base at the
all-nighters, baby.
At the all-nighters.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I'm just saying, like,
Lori. Remember Lori?
I just think that.
Are you friends with Lori?
I just think that for me though, bro, like you gotta think about that though, right? Like if twerking, right? And maybe I say that to say that people of our age, I would imagine that we look at twerk. I look at twerking differently from how I think a lot of people do, man, because if you're older than us, right? I can see how, I've seen the older, I've seen them out there shaking something back from the videos and clips from the 60s and 70s.
Put your
and
back
I saw that
field in motion.
Yes.
That song is 1962.
Yes.
Put your backfield in motion.
But I'm talking about twerking as we know it. All my life, I've seen.
I had
twerking.
to fight to see twerking. I love it.
Man.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But listen. But I would be curious to know if when you finish watching the VMAs, like I said, it's very inclusive though, bro, and it's from, like I said, probably one of the, and proudly I'm sure, but one of the gayest shows I've ever seen. I mean, it's very. You got
next to the Hollywood Bowl. You ever seen
I don't know.
Hollywood
I don't
Bowl
know, man. You got one of the guys who said that there was a guy who came out there to give a quick promo for his movie, and he said, "Listen, man, this is a straight queer movie. Basically, this is all gay cast shot by an all gay film set. It was just it's like he's basically saying this is go out and check out my movie. It's the gayest thing you'll see, though, man." And people was all for it, and even with Lil Nas X, he came there with his dress on and his big hat and everything like that. And I mean, it's just like, it just seemed like, it literally seemed like I'm not gonna lie, for pop culture, it seemed like it was the place to be at, though, bro. At least presentation wise, it seemed like that.
Yeah. Speaking of, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is shout out to the gay people that have been going hard for all these years, but there's so many things that have been gay that we kind of missed. So I remember when I first went to see Rent, I had heard so much about Rent, and I didn't realize how homosexual Rent was. But the homosexuality never took away from it, right?
Right.
I love when certain people can watch a black movie and not say, "Oh my God, that was a good black movie." They just call it a good movie. And I hope that that's where homosexuality entertainment is going. I find myself watching a lot of shows that may be based around homosexuality. You know what I mean? And that is kind of like watching Walking Dead and realize, oh yeah, it is about zombies too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give me the story, and if the main character happens to be gay, okay. Okay, all right. Whoop-de-doo. You right?
Walking Dead is almost like the Star Wars for regular modern TV, where it's completely all inclusive.
Yeah, man.
Well,
and I heard somebody just go ahead, sir. Your turn.
You good? Go ahead.
I was going to say is I heard someone say that they were upset with the new Chucky that's on USA because the main character is homosexual. I said, "Are you serious? Like that's what you got out of that Chucky? That Chucky was dope. I mean, the Chucky on USA was dope, but they were so focused that the main character was homosexual." I said, "Okay, I guess this is where we're going to stick." But
got to be honest, I thought it was kind of booty.
You didn't like it?
I'm tired. But admittedly, I hate all Chucky movies. I hate of our age. It's the horror movie that I hate the most. The horror character that I hate the most out of all of them. I've hated them from the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too
so
bad.
When they did a reboot of it, it's just like, oh, you renewed my hate of them.
Go ahead, Bud. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going. I got to talk about. House of Dragons, bro.
It was a filler episode to me. This last one.
I didn't see the last episode. I didn't see.
I thought that the ending thought that the ending made up for everything. But listen, here's the one thing that I thought. There was no way. There was no way that I thought that they were going to have this 60-year-old man saying, "I'm about to marry this 12-year-old girl," and basically tell a crowd of people that, yeah, man, we can wait to have kids till you turn 14. Like, stop playing with me. So it didn't surprise me at all that when he said he was going to marry his daughter's friend, that's one thing. But I thought the only big thing was the young girl coming in with the dragon, right? I thought that, to me, that was the highlight of it, but it was like, I'm waiting for the next episode.
But here's the thing, though, right? This isn't the previous Game of Thrones. We are in a time of peace, right? So you're getting a bunch of character development. All of these, Matt Smith is killing Daemon Targaryen. Like,
oh yeah. I don't know who Matt Smith is.
That's the person playing Daemon Targaryen.
Yeah, but I'm saying from going forward, he's just gonna always be Daemon Targaryen because I've never seen him. I don't recall him in anything else.
I've never seen him in anything. I know his name because he's Daemon Targaryen.
Yo, who is the black dude with the
I don't know, man.
dress?
He looks like he listen, I almost want to say so he looks like my boy from Walking Dead with the dreads though.
Yeah.
Yo, Billy Ocean's brother.
Listen, this is my thing. The Hand of the King, the dude he's gonna marry, he's the new Littlefinger right now, bro.
He's dirty, bro. He's
dirty. He dirty.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I know that it's early, bro. It's early. I can't wait for him to die.
I can't either, but
I don't think he's gonna die. I don't think he's gonna die no time soon.
He is gonna slither.
I think he's gonna slither.
I think he will. It took Littlefinger a while. He survived a lot.
He went all the way to the end, bro.
I can't wait to see him die, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna have Daemon, and I want Daemon to get him too. I want him to get him.
I do too. You know what I don't like about it? This is just crazy. I don't like this smug look that he always have. And I don't like, and listen, this is gonna sound crazy. I hate how patchy his beard looks. It looks like somebody got a bunch of arm hair and then just pasted it on his face for a quick shot. Because every scene, Chris, his beard looks different.
Hold on, Ahmad, I gotta shoot him. Because I remember back my second wedding. He shot for my beard when he couldn't even grow a beard. So Charles just started growing a beard yesterday.
Look, this is how petty we are though, because we was talking about Lil Mama's teeth. You knew exactly what I was talking about when I said it.
Horrible, bro.
She looks like she has
48
front teeth.
48. Count them. 48.
It looks like she has a regular size mouth, but it just looks like she has less teeth because those 4 teeth or those 6 just take up a lot of real estate. It's a lot of real estate going on.
Yeah, but you know who's sneaky? Who's sneaky though is the black dude's wife, the queen who never was.
Everybody's sneaky.
I like her.
Yeah,
I like her.
Yeah. Everybody's sneaky. I think even the Hand's daughter. Yeah. I think she got a little creepy in her too. I think everybody does though, man.
I think in that construct, everybody has to have a little sneak to them because you never know who's going to stab you in the back.
But you know who else got some sneak in them that nobody's even talking about? It's the maester, the head maester, the dude who was you're gonna have to you got to choose between one of the two, bro.
Yeah, he seems like because he looks like he's playing the yes man very well.
Right, but he's really got an ulterior motive. Yeah,
he kind of reminds me of the bald head guy from the other one.
The eunuch brother.
It's fire. Listen, it's still fire. I just thought that to me it felt like I was just like, nothing too.
You gotta remember.
Felt like the most Game of Thrones to me out of the two.
I'm giving it 5 before I really give it if I love it or not, because I remember watching the first Game of Thrones and it had some shocking scenes in the beginning, but I wasn't a huge Game of Thrones, but I've watched it from the beginning. And when it started going, I said, okay, this is and then by the end, I was ready to go, you know.
I agree with you, man. I think that it does still make me. I'm planning to go back and watch Game of Thrones.
I'm gonna go watch the old Game of Thrones all the way over from beginning to end again, bro.
I gotta catch all the little jewels that are being dropped in certain spots, though, man. So
yeah, because even when old girl was like, when she was talking about she wants to burn the whole thing down, and that's kind of what Daenerys said, you know what I'm saying? It's so many Easter eggs back into it, but no, I'm and then of course they're also gonna do the Jon Snow spinoff.
That's what I can't wait. That's my boy. And let me ask you, this is something that I just can't. Let me change the subject here, but I just wanted to. This wasn't one. I had to slide this in here. Chris Rock was asked to host the Oscars. Is that a slap in the face?
You got to warn me for that, bro.
I don't know how I feel, man. I'm not a fan of the Oscars. I'm not a
Never
fan
slap
of
in
the
the
Oscars.
face.
I'm not playing this pun with y'all. We're not gonna do this. Chris Rock.
Yeah,
Chris
listen,
Rock.
I was
Chris Rock
waiting for
deserves
that.
to host it. He I'm not playing this game with y'all.
Chris,
Man, is Will Smith okay? I hate y'all.
you know what's wrong with Chris? You know what's wrong with Will Smith, bro?
What's that?
He needs
Some milk. I know it.
I'm so sick of y'all.
Oh my God!
I asked to be out here. I asked to come.
Oh my gosh!
I did.
Listen, man. Oh my gosh! When I saw that, okay, let me switch because we got a couple things, but that one wasn't planned. But yo, so let me ask you. This is one thing that I am kind of curious on before we talk about the more serious things, right? So have y'all been keeping up with Fat Joe and the heat that he's been causing when it comes to his comments about the creation of hip hop, basically saying that hip hop was started by blacks and Latinos, right? He said it was like 50-50, right? So people are like, bro, wait a minute. So you got people out here now who are going in as if Fat Joe is just like a guest of hip hop. Like some people are saying, bro, how you gonna even say that it's 50-50 when you just got the invite though, bro? You stayed.
Did not,
like
but he didn't. But he did not. Joe did not get the invite. Joe has been the ambassador for hip hop for a while. Let's clear this up. Joe goes all the way back. Every OG, Joe can go to any city and he's represented. I seen Joe in Cleveland. You know what I mean? When Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia, was it 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs that got into it? Right?
Yeah.
When they got into the beef, you know who calmed that down? Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like Fat Joe's one of them guys that can come in and be like, y'all chill out. Because he's been there. Everybody knows who Fat Joe is. Now, I'm not saying I agree with him 100%, but if somebody has an opinion, I'm going to listen when Fat Joe talks.
Well,
there's only a few people above Fat Joe, in my opinion. And I'm an E40
I would say that I would agree with him, only because when we looked at Biggie, right, and we just found out about Notorious BD1, right? I think that more noise was made with the black with the black race, but I'm saying I think at the same time that hip hop was still being done. It just became more mainstream with black people first. That's the way I feel about it. I feel like, Charles, you and I have had ideas about stuff, and then other artists come out with it first, and it's just like, I mean, they're going to give it credit to who where they hear it first.
Okay, so but here's the thing, though.
Y'all watch the Get Down?
I watched the Get Down is dope. The Get Down is
so when we
dope.
talk about the Get Down, that really shows you the upbringing of hip hop. There were two communities that were very involved. It was the blacks and the Hispanics. Let's clear this up. This starts in New York, in the Boogie Down Bronx and Brooklyn. It started, and those two places are filled with two types of people.
See, I think that the reason why people feel so. This is the thing about it. Okay, I think the reason why people are offended by Joe saying this, right, is because for as long as I can remember, I've always been told that the birth of hip hop was August 11th, 1973. And that was when Kool Herc, who is Jamaican and American DJ, had threw a back to school jam, Cedric Avenue. I remember there was a clothing line.
Don't forget his little sister. Don't forget
his sister.
Don't forget his sister.
In the Bronx. But listen, but here's the thing. But check me out though. In the Bronx, right? That's where they say hip hop was birthed. Where's Fat Joe from? Fat Joe is from the Bronx, right? But I think that the reason why people feel offended by what Joe is saying is that I think that a lot of people already feel like black people can't have nothing without somebody else trying to at least impede on us, try to gentrify on us. And so it's like, if you want to say that there were a lot of Latinos that were influential, that's one thing, right? But to say created, I think a lot of people have issue with that context. Now,
do we remember the movies? Think about the movies. Think about who died on the subway. And we did, what were we doing in all the movies? You know what I'm saying? Every movie, Crush Groove, Beat Street. The person that dies in Beach Street is Latino. They've
Right.
been there the whole
They've been
time.
there the whole time.
And the reality is, us black folks, I'm kind of like Dave Chappelle in this situation. I'm not fighting the Latinos. Usually, when I'm upset with somebody, it's one guy, the white, arrogant guy, and he's the only one that's really been trying to stop me. So when we black people are mad, every once in a while we'll hit anybody we can. And I say again, I'm not all the way in agreement with Fat Joe, but I do listen when he speaks.
So you got to think. You also have to think though, right? I mean, if hip hop came out, so you got to think if hip hop was officially, if we say, let's say hip hop was birthed 1973, right? If hip hop was birthed in 73, and let's just say Fat Joe's first album came out when? Let me see.
99.
No, well before 99. No, it's like 92, I think it was.
92? He's that
slow? Yeah, I think it was 92.
That's how late I didn't know. Yeah. I thought he was Terror Squad first. I didn't know he was.
But anyway. He's always been Terror Squad. But the first album came out in 92. So you think 73, 92, right? That's a 19-year difference. So if you're Fat Joe and you come out as a 19-year-old
who's Sheila E?
Puerto Rican rapper.
Who's Sheila E?
Sheila E was more Latino.
But but where was she? Wasn't she in Crush Groove? Wasn't she part of the birth of hip hop? When you see Run DMC and the Fat Boys, no. Now you went back to 73, and then you go all the way to Fat Joe. There are people in between there. The Latinos are right there. Now what it is they might not have had a mainstream star until Fat Joe. Right.
See, but that, even with that aside, though, I think that where I think that Fat Joe is coming, where he's basically saying is that Fat Joe is very much like us, where he was born into hip hop, which was birthed in his burrow. So he's saying, all I've ever known was this, and all I've ever seen were people who look like me doing this. So I can see why he would say that, right? Why he would say, no, I know it to be like 50-50 based off of him being in the Bronx, right? And pretty much everything you saying as well, though, right? Every time you've ever looked up, I've never seen, you very rarely see a hip hop setup somewhere where you don't see at least one Puerto Rican dude, one Cuban guy. They've always been around, but I think that people take issue with the started, originated, created. That's why I think that he's losing people on, bro. Not what he's saying isn't true.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but everybody has an opinion, and I don't think he's wrong for thinking that, and I don't think other people are wrong for thinking the way they think either.
Yeah.
Yo, let's get into that DA, bro.
Okay.
Give me the story.
Okay, so you got this one? Okay, this is the Atlanta account. So listen, this is what's crazy, right? So the wild part about Atlanta is that this particular district attorney out in Fulton County, she basically says, hey, listen, I'm coming after all of the rappers. If you out here committing crimes and then, oh yeah, by the way, you're rapping about it, I'm using all your lyrics to indict you. Basically, everything that you were saying, you gonna have to stay. You got to answer. And she's doubled down on that several times, where she said, "I got more people coming. I got more people that are turning on each other." Basically, though, I got people who are trying to not see these years, so they go give up other people. And they're basically saying she's hitting several. She just recently hit another crew of people with RICO charges who were also involved recently with a lot of these burglaries and break-ins of celebrity homes. They've arrested like 29, a gang of about 29 people, and hit them all with RICO charges. And she is going hard at them. So here's the question that I have, right? If she's taking that stance, and that's just Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
At some point, though, right? If there's the art, right? And I understand that as from an artist's perspective, but at some point, though, right? How much are we going to put that premium on authenticity if you do so at the risk of being locked up?
Well, that's the easy answer, bro. For one, fans don't care. Fans don't care. So what I'm saying about that is this, right? At the end of the day, stop telling on yourself. If you're doing it, that's one thing, right? But stop telling on yourself. So if you did it and you're telling on yourself, then you deserve to go down for it because you're snitching on yourself. You're snitching on yourself. Now, for the people who are creating their lifestyles, a Snitch 9, and other rappers that are out there creating their what has happened or whatever, or fabricating, stories that they've heard or whatever. Fans don't care if it sounds good. This generation, if it sounds good, if the beat
Brittany,
is
I like what Brittany's saying. Put Brittany on the screen. Put what Brittany just said on the screen.
Yeah, freedom of art expression is one thing, but if you're telling on yourself, though,
the district attorney is, from what I get, she is not just going off of, oh, you said you did this.
Right.
She said, no. To say that, there's only it's 3 people that know that. That is,
that's what
victim,
she said.
The police, and the person that did it. And you just gave it. So, I was raised out of all 3 of us on this panel. I am the gangster hip hop fan. Okay. So I listened to real gangsters like Sebo. Sebo out of Sacramento, California. He was a great rapper, but he was more in the streets. And every once in a while, Sebo would get locked up for a minute because he was out here really doing gangbang stuff. Then my favorite rapper, E40, who now Too Short is telling the real truth, and E40 be like, man, shut up. E40 would go out and say, like, hey, man, everything you hear on my tape is either stuff I done heard or seen. Because if I was really out there doing that shoot 'em up, bang, bang shit, I'd be dead or in jail somewhere. E40 would say that just because he was out there. And then Too Short was like, nah, E40 was that. He was really that dude. You know what I'm saying? But he's saying it later now that there's
past the statute.
But here's my thing though. But if I tell you, right, this is the way that it looks from what I've seen. It's where you got people basically saying, hey, you know what? We kicking in dough. Oh, these J's I got. One of the ones he got. This dude said, oh, these J's on my feet, I got them from pulling them kick doughs and doing this robbery. And then another guy said, yeah, you know what? My dude is pulling these kick doughs and I'm the head honcho. And so she's like, oh, really? Really? That's what we doing. Okay, let me make a note of that. And we're going to go ahead and put these in this folder over here for these RICO charges, though, bro. So I think that's where it's almost like this. I understand at that point though, right? Maybe we are dinosaurs, right? Because I do remember a time when authenticity mattered, right? Where you gave the fact that 50 was shot 5 times or 9 times and survived and would be able to go and rap about it. And he never said who did it, but then also said how he got shot and I got shot, but he ain't alive or whatever. But it's just like, I just think of when you could, if you could use that back then, half the people who we grew up liking wouldn't even be around for a second album, right?
Sir, they're smarter than that. They're smarter than that. If you go back and look at what 50 said, he didn't give them enough to go and find. These boys are telling too much. So like I say, they're not smart enough, bro.
It's not even that, bro. This is the other game changer. Not only are they doing the stuff, not only are they rapping about the stuff, but in this age, they're social media. So they have video account of the stuff. So it's like,
hey,
listen, bro, these boys out. Let me tell you this though, bro. Let me tell you what's crazy.
I'm gonna give you one more. Hey, I get the mic after this because I'm about to hit
these
y'all
boys
with
out.
You don't know or ain't heard.
These boys out in. This is the perfect example. So these boys out in Jacksonville, right? You see all these. There's a lot of young rappers coming out of Jacksonville, but there's also this war that's been going on in Jacksonville that people just don't quite know, but unless you're from there. But listen,
wait a minute, Miami's gotten involved in that too, because Miami.
But Jacksonville, listen though, bro. And the crazy part about it though is in Jacksonville, all of these boys are 16, 17. Very few of them that are even over 21. And what's crazy about it though, man, is that These boys is actually out here shooting and killing. And then the very next day, they're dropping songs about it, though, bro. Like they are doing it literally. They're telling you all the details, though, bro.
Because they are being raised by morons. When your OG is a moron, you do moronic things. Because let's
OG
flip
30.
it up. Come on, man. So this is the thing. You know who else is going to jail now? Who's getting prosecuted not by the district attorney, but by the FBI? People that go on Vlad TV and reaccount certain things. The FBI watches Vlad TV. You go back and do a search and see how many people have been snatched off parole or opened up old case files off of things that these OG gangsters are going on Vlad TV and telling, because murders, there is no statute of limitation.
Yeah,
see what I'm
people
saying?
always
Like,
say Vlad is the feds. He working with the feds.
dude,
Everybody been
man,
saying that.
I don't know if Vlad is, but the
Vlad's
people on there.
Vlad's thing is that, listen, I come through and I give the microphone, and he said it's not on me. I don't filter what they tell. I have them speak on what they feel comfortable with saying. Though. But Vlad's always been accused of being an informant, though. Bro.
And I don't think he is.
He said there's not. He said
he's
you won't find a single paper on me.
He's an opportunist, and like I say, it's just like these young boys going out here and recording their own testimonies. Y'all are stupid. That was. But let's clear this up. Lil Kim was just as stupid. You don't remember Lil Kim got on the stand, said, I don't know nothing, then went on the radio and told him that she just told him I lied to him. I didn't tell him nothing. Lil Kim went to jail. Y'all don't remember that?
I remember.
Y'all remember that? Go back and look that up.
Listen, I'm not blaming Vlad because he's a content creator. His job is to create content.
Adam Tutu, same way.
Yeah, if I give you the opportunity to come on my platform and say what you want to say, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with them.
Oh, I'm not blaming Vlad. I'm just saying a lot of people went on Vlad and they over here trying to get likes and views, and all they're getting is reviewed by the FBI. So again, how stupid are you, me, you, and we go out here and y'all know me. I'm a bad guy. I know how to do bad things. And if I convince y'all to go and do it, and then we get on here on the podcast, and I say, hey, yeah, Mod, you was stupid when you hit old boy in the head with that 357 over there on Johnson Street. You see what I'm saying?
Giving all the details from the police report.
You know, like, yeah, man, because we be over here and we put 17 on the wall. Well, we're morons. We're morons, bro. We are morons. But you got to remember, Tupac used to get in trouble because they used to be like, man, you telling too much of the game. You're giving the cops codes. Every time a rap song comes out that then gives the FBI or anybody listening, they've been listening and tapping these phones and they don't understand the code that we speak. And then the rapper comes out, makes a song about it, and then they can listen to the content of the rapper. Now they can decode what the real gangsters are saying. So gangsters for a long time didn't like rappers because they thought the rappers were telling too much. The game is to be sold, not to be told.
Let me ask
you again. There's no more OGs, and now these little young, like you said, 16-year-olds, they out here trying to make a rep on themselves, like they Billy the Kid. I'll make you famous. When Billy the Kid said I'll make you famous, he meant you'll just be added to the murders I make.
Facts.
Billy Kids don't run around no more, man. Big Brother sees everything. They got cameras on your light post, bro.
And let me ask you this.
What's up?
Talking about OGs, right? Let me kind of switch this, but stay on this music topic as well, though. Joe Budden, right? And I'm curious to know what y'all would say. But Joe Budden, talking about older music, said Tupac. He says Tupac would kill Biggie and Nas in a versus battle.
I wouldn't say kill, but he would win.
He would win. And the only reason, I'd say this. I don't know if he would win. It all depends. So if he's rapping it live like certain verses go, if he raps it live, Tupac's energy, they couldn't match. I've seen them all. Biggie is great. But when you go back and you count Biggie's hits, how many songs did Biggie have? Biggie only had 2 albums, bro. You see what I'm saying? Biggie,
you got to count the features. You got to count the features.
You can count the features all you want, bro. He doesn't have enough hits for pop. And I'm telling you, because a lot of his songs is love songs, bro.
If you would have told me Chris wasn't on this podcast, I would have known who he would have said before you even brought the subject up. This was like a no-brainer.
I mean, it is what it is. Nas himself would tell you, yeah, Pac would get me, right? I think Nas would give Now Biggie would be like, yeah, right, whatever. I would love to see it. If we was doing the count, I think Pac would probably win 12-8, 11-9. It would be a close. It would be a close.
Let me ask you this though. So I just want to know what y'all think, right? Obviously, Verzuz is kind of in turmoil right now.
Right.
But let's just
make the money on it, right?
Well, I mean, hey, you got to pay for
that's
it.
what we do this for.
You got to cut that check.
Hey, we waiting for somebody to buy this out, right? Like all you want is that phone call.
Hey, but let me ask you this though: if they were to do a meta Verzuz and they did like the hologram of Biggie, the hologram of Pac, and did the songs, do you think that would go over well, or do you think it's too early for that?
I'm ready for it.
I don't think it's too early for that.
I was about ready to challenge Charles Venus right now. I'm going to go off my head. I ain't did no research. Didn't expect none of this. You give me a Biggie song, I'll give you a Pac song. You give me a Biggie song, I'll give you a Pac song. And I guarantee you'll run out of Biggie songs. You'll make it to 11. And I'm going to keep going. You're going to make it to 11 Biggie songs. And after 11, you're done. And I'm still going to be shooting.
Okay, so here's where I think that we get into a possible scenario like the Lox versus Dipset, right? Mm-hmm. I personally would say you're absolutely right. Pac's catalog is just so much bigger, right, that he has more songs to choose from. But I also think at the same time that it's not how many songs you got, it's what songs you're going to pull up with. And so I think that while you might think of Biggie, and you might think of Biggie and you say, oh, somebody going to say Biggie going to put out Hypnotize, right? Yeah, he might pull out Hypnotize. But it is like, well, what about I Got a Story to Tell, right? What about 10 Crack Commandments, right?
Brenda Got a Baby.
Yeah, but I think they could go like this.
I get around and round.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying
everything that Biggie did was literally a play off of. I'm telling you, because Pac was there first. Dipset had a cult following. Dipset had good hits, but they have a cult following. Biggie, as popular as he is, was never as popular as Tupac.
I don't agree with that.
Listen to me, sir. It's not about what you agree. Is Biggie in the National Archives? Tupac is with Dear Mama. Tupac is with Dear Mama.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Think that. Listen,
there are college courses taught about Tupac, brother.
No,
there's college courses.
Listen, not just that. Landon actually had homework, and in his language arts, it was to discuss a Tupac.
Come on.
Don't get me wrong. I don't say that. I'm saying that. I guess what I'm saying that at the time of their deaths, I think that they were equals. I think they were truly, truly equals. Now, with that being said, Pac has so much catalog recorded that he was still able to put out 3-4 albums well after he had passed away off of just catalog and material. But I think that at the time of I think that that's what made the two so equally polarizing and so divisive, is that I think that they were truly equals, unlike any other time. I don't think that there's ever been a time in hip hop where you had the number where you could say, you know what, there's two guys that you think are the best right now, and they are the absolute like equals of each other. Now you might think that Tupac is more lyrical. You might think that Biggie's stuff is a little bit more.
I think Biggie's more lyrical than Tupac. I think Tupac just talks more to the nation. I think Tupac is more relatable to everyone. I think the nation, you talk about the world, when we talk about, remember you said the Korean boys and how the world listens. I think Tupac was more like Muhammad Ali. The world knows who Tupac is. The world.
I don't disagree with that.
Of a Black Panther, bro.
I think that people say. I think that this, and then to that point, bro. I think that Biggie is the same. I think that they are truly equals in life and after death. No pun intended. I think that they are. I think they've always been equals, though. Bro. They've really been the Optimus Prime and doggone Megatron. Like you can't have one without the other. It's
or
not.
Galvatron for the new
I don't.
Transformers.
I mean, I respect what you're saying. I just don't agree. I think Biggie would have lasted just as long, but I think there would have been Trimo in his own camp because
Now,
his camp
listen.
has Jay-Z. Eventually, somebody would have had to fight for that throne, right?
Now listen. So
On
this
the
is
West Coast side, Snoop Dogg is still running, right? Snoop Dogg is the man. So you say Snoop Dogg is the West, Jay-Z is the East.
Jay-Z
Tupac
said
would have never lost his throne.
if you listen to Jay-Z's verse from a Neck and Wrist Don't Lie, Pusha T song, Jay-Z says, what if everybody says, what if Big didn't die? Well, if Big didn't die, y'all would get the commission, right? But he says Hove was gonna always be Hove. With that being said, right? With that being said, if you tell me that this Jay-Z that I know would always be this Jay-Z that I know, I think he would have been better than Pac and Big anyway. I think he is now. I think that regardless, you couldn't, if you tell me regardless, and this is regardless of what Biggie and Pac would go on to become, provided that they lived throughout their greatness. If you tell me that this Jay-Z was gonna eventually be this Jay-Z, I pick this Jay-Z over both of them.
Guess you know what? You know the only reason I'll agree to that is because I think Tupac would be the governor of California, if not the president. Because if Arnold Schwarzenegger can win California,
Ronald Reagan,
you know what I'm saying? Tupac would have been the governor of California. I think I pray that if we had Tupac and Biggie now, they would have, because again, Tupac was playing the game, Biggie took it personal, and the fans killed them both, right? Because the fans just got too absorbed in what happened. But I think we would have had a president, Tupac Shakur, and Biggie would hopefully be a CEO somewhere. I think Biggie would become a R&B songwriter. Biggie loves R&B. He loves to sing. I think Jay-Z would always be Biggie's ace. You know what I mean? I think they'd be together. I mean, we can dream, right? I'll say the only person that really made money on the death of Tupac and Biggie was Master P. I don't think Master P would ever be who he was if there wasn't a big vacuum when them boys went down, because wasn't nobody stepped to the throne, and P came in about it and swap it all up, bro.
Now I think About It came out before then, though. Before they died.
First off, sir, chill out. Mr. Ice Cream Man comes out in '97. You can't do this with me, man. Type in Ice Cream Man. See when Ice Cream Man, because you didn't know who Master P was until Ice Cream Man, and I knew Master P was with Reverend Do-Wrong. Reverend Do-Wrong, when the Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me the first time came out. See, I've been down with this.
No. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, man. I'm almost positive, bro, that I heard About It in like 95.
Type it in. Type it in with your lying self. It was 97.
No.
Now there was a About It song on the Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me, the first one, right? But it was very short. It's not the About It that we know today. So it came out in 96. When did it end? Again, so Mr. Ice Cream Man. That's
Ice Cream Man was 97. But About It, bro.
I'm telling you, the About It version that everyone knows is on Mr. Ice Cream Man. That original About It didn't get to play. If you go back and listen to the original About It, it wasn't hitting. I'm trying to tell you,
bro. I think that About It came out in 95.
Hey,
all I'm saying is,
ask P himself.
Listen, I'm saying
P himself is saying.
Listen, I'm saying I'm telling you that when I heard About It, I remember hearing About It when I was in Louisiana, bro.
Does that count? Does that count?
Yes,
if you only heard it in. Not when they're dealing with nations.
No,
but that's what I'm saying. So no. If I go to Oklahoma, Ace Kennedy is on the radio heavy. Now, if I go outside of Oklahoma, he ain't really hitting nationwide play yet.
But if Ace Kennedy drops, if Ace Kennedy like this, okay, Okay, if X-Men, right? If X-Men, right?
September 1st, 2000.
Yes. Let's talk about that now.
Tap in. Your mom's calling.
We don't got no mute button.
Sorry, y'all. I apologize.
Hey, listen. If X-Men, right? If X-Men comes out and somebody goes to Ace Kennedy's website right now to download the song, if they want to go ahead and buy it from his website directly, they can go ahead and do so as of 2 weeks ago, right? But if
a month ago,
nationally, right, a month ago, right? But if next year, right, Ace comes out with another project and X-Men is on that project, though, the first time I heard that song was last month, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about the
We're
battle.
arguing
I'm
semantics.
positive.
We are arguing semantics. What I'm telling you is the version you heard is not the same version that is nationwide. There's two different versions about it, sir.
I get what you're saying. I'm saying about it that I heard with Master P with Mia X on it, rapping on it.
And that ain't what made him famous. That's what I'm telling you. Mr.
Way,
Ice Cream Man, Mr. Ice Cream Man.
But no,
Mr.
you said
Ice Cream Man, yeah.
But back to who benefited from them, though. I think that I'm gonna be honest with you, though, bro. I think that Diddy,
oh
he benefited greatly.
That's hands down. But he didn't have nobody to fill it though. He didn't have a rapper. Remember, Shine messed up and went to jail. Mace found the Lord. Mace found the Lord and left.
But Mace,
had nobody to.
Yeah, but listen. Mace didn't get popping until after Biggie died.
This is true.
But did he hold the fire that Biggie?
No, he didn't because
Jay-Z did. Look,
he benefited.
Jay-Z took it.
No, Jay-Z did.
Jay-Z took it and ran with it.
Yes, because Harlem World
became the new.
And I don't know, man. Because see, you think about it though, right? I thought that Mace was a bigger star fresh out the gate than Jay-Z was.
He was, right? Because he came on the coattails of Biggie. Jay-Z not so much. Not so much. Yeah, Jay-Z literally. I feel like Jay-Z made his own. He had that little producer. What's his name? I don't remember. I think his last name is West. Jay-Z had something in the bag. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the Kanye West came years after Reasonable Doubt.
No, sir. He was. I'm not saying, but see, Reasonable Doubt isn't exactly why Jay-Z is where we see him now. All I'm saying is, when you started hearing the Little Annie, it's the hard knock life for us. That's when the world says, "Ooh, what is that?"
That's not Kanye.
I'm telling you. The Dipset sound. It's that Cameron. The Hove. When Hove is created, that was Cameron's song. Hove was supposed to be for Cameron. And that's when Jay-Z says, I'll take that. Now, I thought you was
you kind of all over the place with this.
So the Hove wasn't originally written from Cameron?
I'm not saying that who it was originally written for. I'm saying that you said that it was that he took off with Kanye got behind him, and I'm saying that Kanye became
who wrote Hove? Who wrote the Hove beat? Is that Kanye's beat?
Yeah, but that was years after. Though.
And all I'm telling you is there's two to three albums of Jay-Z that nobody. I say UGK is the reason why Jay-Z hit the scene. I think Big Pimpin' put Jay-Z on. That's my opinion. Now, you want to talk about it? Where you going? Don't run from me.
Let's get this last subject before we close out.
I thought he was from Texas.
He was from Texas.
Well, then why he should have said yes. UGK is the reason why Jay-Z is right. That's why I don't like him. He's such a sissy. What's the last topic?
The last topic before we jump off is Jeannie Buss. Let me let him get back on. Here he comes.
No, man, we don't like him. He just went and cried.
Jeannie Buss says that Russell Westbrook was the best Laker from 2000, the last season. For the last season.
Now, say that again. And
Jeannie Buss said,
better walk away on this.
It's nothing to walk away from. It's the truth. Jeannie Buss said that Russell Westbrook was the best Laker for the last season.
Now get up and walk away, Charles.
You
better get up and walk away. You better.
What lies did she tell? What lies did she tell? I'm gonna pull up exactly what she said.
Pull it up. I have no dog in this fight. I just love to see it. I think Charles is getting the wake up call of his life.
Okay, it says right here, Russell Westbrook was Jeannie Buzz. Let's see. All I can say is that from my point of view, Westbrook was our best player last year. He played pretty much every single game, showed up, worked hard. I would love to have seen what the team would have looked like if they stayed healthy. It's really hard to win when Anthony Davis isn't on the court. LeBron James was hurt a lot of the season, but Russ showed up every game and played hard every night. And you know what? I just really appreciate him for what he is and what he brings to the team.
I think that's what Jay-Z said about you.
Brittany, why is that not true? Tell me why that was not true. Tell me what lies that she told in that whole thing.
Jay-Z had to go write another verse after Bum B and Pimp C was on that song. Just want to let that be known.
Hey man, listen, bro.
I just want to let that be known.
Y'all, listen, bro. People. Okay.
Get off my boy Westbrook.
So he was a bit. Listen. Brittany Rowe, there's something to be said about that because the best ability is availability. One, I think she. Listen, I don't think the Jeannie Buss is wrong here. I don't think she's wrong, to be honest with you.
Amen.
Let me tell you the reason why I don't think that she's wrong. Two things I think go into play here. I think that one, I think that she's trying to sell up Russ because I think that at some point she's going to have to get something in return from Russ. I think that she's talking. I think that she's talking about like I think she's like he's not as bad as y'all think he is. I think that she is basically
he's coachable.
He's coachable and everything like that. But with that being said, I think that when she says that Russ is when she said that Russ was their best player, I'm pretty sure Russ was top 2 of every category for the Lakers last year. In total, I think Russell was number 2 on the team in rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think that despite all the turnovers, he was number 2.
He was number 2 in turnovers.
He was probably like number 3 in points.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that just made him look bad was just that he was tied for first on the team for worst 3-point shooting, right? Mm-hmm. And also tied for turnovers. But I like I said, I think that you would be crazy to
but
me.
He was there.
He was there, and listen, he showed up. He showed up every game. You didn't have to question the effort that you was going to get from him. That means something to me. I think that now, like this is my thing. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that he had the greatest season for them, but he didn't have the worst either.
He didn't.
Yeah.
And he just because he had a down season for Russell Westbrook standards, he still had a good season.
Yeah, I think that. I mean, for me, I think that he had an okay season. It was listen. At the end of the day, when you lead in the league like that in turnovers, and then in a league that's converting to where they put that high of a premium on being able to shoot 35% from 3-point, and he was the bottom. That it's the 3-point shooting and the turnovers, right? If he had half the turnovers, right? I don't think that people look at his season the way that it did, but I don't blame. But like I said, I don't blame Russ for the Lakers being trash, bro. Like I said, I give a lot of that on AD not being there, and I give a lot of that on the fact that listen, if nobody predicted that Russ was going to play like that, like nobody predicted that, so it's like I think that this one is more of an anomaly. But I don't think that people say Russ is washed. I mean, you ask Rudy Gobert, is Russ washed? The way he dunked on him.
Right.
You ask anybody that's played with Russ and think that he's washed. He's not.
You can't. There's no way.
Everybody's got to respect him. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to put your best man to guard him. You know.
I think the problem is, I take so that's the problem though, Chris. I don't think that you got to put your best guy on him no more.
Oh,
yeah, I don't. I think that that's the problem because to me,
if he's the only guy on the court, if LeBron's hurt, AD's hurt, well, Russell Westbrook.
What everybody's gonna do when they guard Russ. You think about it. What makes Russ a liability is that I'm gonna give Russ 5 feet of space. You ain't gonna run up on me. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna give you it just outside of the paint, right? Because I know you can't shoot threes, right? You're going to keep cranking them up, and I'll let you take as many threes as you want to, right? And one day, if you make them, I got to live with them, right? But then here's the other part about that, right? As long as you taking all them jumpers and you missing, I'm 3 feet away from the basket. Now AD can't do his work because I'm cheating down. I'm doubling down on him though, right? It makes everything that all of the other players, nobody can cut, nobody can be found because Russ is on the court and he can't shoot, right? So it's like you don't got to put your best guy. You can disguise your worst guy on Russ. You can put Trae Young on Russ.
Good point. So Brittany, if he's not the best Laker last year, who was?
The best Laker to me was LeBron James.
Okay, I'm asking Brittany. Brittany just put some great stats up here, and
she better not say AD or she gonna be banned from the podcast.
I'll tell you right now.
AD was the worst Laker.
I'll tell you right now. I say that with him having the worst turnover rate ever, and he's the point guard, that's not good. You know what I mean? Like if your point guard, who's supposed to be managing the ball, is turning over the ball.
No, the point guard was LeBron James.
No, stop playing.
Was he? What?
Yeah,
oh, stop
no,
it.
He
You're mean.
You're mean. A says this to justify the Russ.
Because it's the truth. I say the truth.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, y'all look.
Brittany's going with LeBron, too.
I'm looking here. Listen, according to ESPN, they have Russell listed as point guard for the Lakers.
That's ESPN. That ain't what the Lakers have, though.
The Lakers don't. Wait, let's go to the Lakers. Please go to the Lakers.
I gotta go to the Lakers website.
He's over here tripping.
Let me go. Let me just before we don't try to jump off here. Before we get on,
I'm not jumping off. I'm waiting.
Oh, hey, while you look that up, Serena is on the farewell tour wearing diamond shoes. Cinderella's going to the ball. Diamond shoes. She's gonna leave her shoes.
Yeah, Ace. According to the Lakers website, he is their point guard.
Does that what Ham's book say?
Yes.
That they posted Ham's book on the Lakers.
That is their roster.
No. I'm asking you, is that what Ham's book says?
Ham's book says that he's the point guard.
Where? Send me a picture of it, because I'm sure you're on the Lakers website. I'm sure you don't have Ham's book.
I'm on the LA Lakers website. I'm on the NBA website. I can go to TNT website.
Come out again. You're on the Lakers website. I asked you a specific question. Is that Ham's book?
Who's Ham?
Come on, bro. Like, listen.
Who's Ham?
Listen,
who's Ham?
You make it up.
Who's Ham? Give me your reference. Who's Ham? Who's Ham?
The head coach for the Lakers.
So you don't think he works for the Lakers?
No, the Lakers work for him.
He already said that Russell was going to be their starting point guard.
I don't know where we're going with this, Ahmad. I'm lost. I like the back.
Listen, man.
I'm so lost right now.
Listen. You missing this. He is justifying that it ain't Russ at all costs. Like it's clearly when everybody else is clearly Russ. But let him tell it it's anybody but Russ. Yeah, Russ ain't the point guard. LeBron's technically the point guard. No, LeBron's the power forward.
So let me ask you a question. If they win, who getting the praise?
The coach.
If they win, right? LeBron's going to get the majority of the praise.
And if they lose, it's Russell, right?
Nope. And that's the reason why I don't give Russell. And here's the reason why. Because nothing happens, no roster additions are made without LeBron James co-signing it. So if Russ is out there playing sorry, that also goes on LeBron.
Right, that's what you and I are saying. But we know that's what the media is saying. If they win and it's LeBron, if they lose, it's Russ. That's what I'm saying.
If the reason they do lose is because Russ done threw up 27 air balls and turned over the ball 37 times.
That the rest of the Lakers didn't play defense, or not that AD wasn't on the floor, but because of Russell Westbrook. That's
like I say, if every time you get the ball, that the other team gets to shoot the ball 5 more times than we do, then yes, he's the reason why they lost.
So not that the rest of the Lakers didn't play defense.
It's not just defense, man. It's transition. It's transition basketball. It's transition basketball.
Listen, bro. Stop. Listen, Ace Kennedy. Let's stop, bro. I cannot, in good faith as a basketball actively playing, bro. Landon Venus is a better 3-point shooter than me on any day. He is I taught Landon how to shoot threes. Listen, bro. Listen. I am not in the NBA, and I would shoot more than 20%. If you give me, you're giving me the shots. How do you this? I understand that you might say that they don't lose because you can't justify him shoot. The only thing you can say, well, why y'all keep passing him the ball to keep shooting three? Then if you know he ain't gonna make it,
No.
He's a professional NBA player.
Come on, I've never once said him missing shots, but what about everybody else missing shots?
Do they miss at the percentage that he does? Do they miss at the percentage that he does? Do they miss at the percentage that he does?
Yes, because what? So tell me about when the games when Russ was out and they still lost. So what was the reason then? Because
Russ was out one game, bro. He was out one game.
It wasn't no one game.
He sat out the one game out in Portland.
He did not pull it up because he was more than one game.
No, he missed one game. He missed one game. Russ played 80 games.
Did not
81 games. You act like he missed like 10 games, bro.
I didn't say that. You said one, and I said more than one.
Listen,
so that means I'm right.
You're a professional basketball player, bro. Like I just don't. This is my thing.
Thank you, Brittany. He played 78 games.
Okay, so you said why? So you said, what about the other 4 games? Why y'all couldn't win the other 4 games, bro? Like, stop playing, though, bro.
Was he there?
Listen. I understand that, Ace.
If you blaming him for losing,
the problem. I don't think Russ is the problem.
Okay, that's all we need to establish.
You can't make it seem like this, but that also doesn't mean that the
he
stuff
wasn't
that
the
people
solution
say
either.
about him is yes, bro. That boy Russ is a 20% free throw shooter, man.
Anthony Davis was the reason why they lost.
Landon shoots better than me, but if you put me in the NBA game and you tell me to take as many shots as Russell took from 3-point, I can give you at least 30%, bro. At least 30.
Oh, wow.
Okay, but what about the rest of the team, though?
Here's the
thing. Listen, Charles. Let me put this in perspective for you. Then, since you the active basketball player, so the games that you've been playing in your little summer league that you play in,
man, why you gotta be little? Don't be calling him little. Don't call it little.
My league ain't little.
Yeah, be calling him little. Don't be calling it little.
My league is not a little league.
He play in the church league.
I don't
play in that church league.
Let me finish my question. So, in the league that you play in, when the rest of your squad, when you call me upset, jumping up and down, talking about the rest of your team,
facts.
But Russ can't claim the rest of his team.
You can't do that every game, though. 78 games, 78.
What I said is this: the reason Russ lost, the reason the Lakers lost, wasn't just because of Russ. That's my argument. But everybody on TV is blaming it on Russ, like Russ was the reason the Lakers lost. That's what I'm saying. I'm always going to fight for my boy when you sit up here saying the reason the Lakers lost is because of Russell Westbrook. That is not true. And I'm not going to I don't care who says that. You will not in my face tell me, if I'm around, you will not say that the reason the Lakers lost is because of Russell Westbrook. You will not say that because it's not true.
He is not. He is not.
That's all.
He
that's
is
my
not
whole
the
point.
reason why he is not.
That's
but what
my
I
whole
am
point.
saying though, bro,
that he missed 3-pointers. Okay,
he didn't help. He didn't help that much,
and neither did the rest of the Lakers, and that's my whole point. That's my whole point.
When I talk to my team at work, and there's a problem, and everyone wants to pass the buck, I say, no, it's a turd, and everybody's got a piece of this turd. Now, how much of the piece of the turd do you get? I don't watch a lot of Laker basketball.
I do.
I watched a lot. From the highlights of the Laker basketball team when they were losing. Big piece of that turd.
That's narrative, though.
No.
Yeah, no, it is.
When we go to the turd, who do we give the turd to? So a turd
Frank
goes
Vogel and Anthony Davis.
You give a turd to Anthony. You give
Frank.
a turd to Ham. You give
everybody.
You know what I'm saying? You give you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a role to play. All I'm saying is Russ missing his threes and all his turnover percentage. He has a piece of that turd.
He does.
He has a piece of the turd.
He does, but it's not the biggest piece. That's what
I
agree.
What you like to do though? What you like to do is when it comes to a conversation that's strictly about Russ. Would you like to go ahead and say, well, what about everybody else?
You're right.
That's it. What you see, what you do. What you do is this. What you do is this. When you talk about
Charles, answer my question, bro. When you and I watch Sports Center or any of the other sports shows, when they talk about the Lakers, do they mention anybody else on that team as being the reason that the Lakers was trash? Tell me that, yes or no?
They may say that. Listen, you are absolutely right. They might say, you know what, the Lakers worth the.
That's my only point.
But here's what. This is my point. I'm saying that's what you're saying is valid, right? But what I've never heard you say, I've never heard you just acknowledge that. Dang, Russ was turning the hell out of the ball this season.
Charles, then you haven't watched our podcast. I agree that Russ turned the ball over, but my only question was Russell Westbrook the reason that the Lakers lost as many games as they did? And the answer is no.
You said he has none.
You have to account for the rest of the team. And you know when I said none, that we was just joking off the fact that he's on my list.
Okay, so let's just so that we have a witness here.
Right.
What percentage do you give Russell Westbrook as far as the reason for the reason the Lakers season with the way
I will say this. I'm not going to give a percentage, but this is what I'll say. If you're talking about handing down the responsibility, you have it's going to be LeBron James. It's going to be Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Frank Vogel, the rest of the team, and then Russ.
I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Oh God, I'm so glad I don't have a dog in this fight. Listen, I think you just killed Charles.
We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching Slash Brothers. We definitely want to thank the bad guy for showing back up for so long. Brittany Rowe, everybody else that commented, contributed, and everybody is gonna watch on the replay. We appreciate y'all for joining the Slash Brothers. Join us again every Tuesday and Friday at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time, and we will see y'all the next go round.
Charles, bring the beat. Come on, the beat. Come on, Charles. Wake up. You killed me.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Oh, man.